Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Happy Thursday to everyone. So as I said in Ryan and I's Bolo brand video, I am doing a RealReal May update. Now I forgot to do one for April, but it's more that I just didn't have any time. I didn't really forget, but like, as you guys know, since you've been following along, a lot happened in early May, which is when I would have been filming a April RealReal sales update. So I just didn't have time, and I'm sorry. I know not all of you are extremely interested in my RealReal sales and shipments, so it might not be a big deal for you guys that I missed one. But for the people that do like my RealReal videos, I thought I would make a May update now that I have time. So I'm going to do it the same as I did in the March one, which is I told you what they accepted in May, and I showed you a picture of that stuff. And then I told you what sold for me in May for the RealReal, and showed you a picture of that stuff as well. And I started with what they accepted, so that is what I'm going to do again. So, the first thing that the RealReal accepted from me in the month of May in 2019 is this Theory wool mini dress. I didn't list this at any point. I had found the model picture and I was thinking of listing it, but Theory doesn't do super good for me on Poshmark, so I thought I would send it in. Also, the RealReal is taking Theory right now, like it's even on their brands we accept list. So I've just kind of been sending them a lot of it that I haven't been able to sell, and they've been taking it all. They don't mark it super high either. This dress is only marked at 65, but that's okay with me. I don't think I'd be able to sell it too well. Next thing they took was this Paul and Joe sister long sleeve button up top. I found this at that store called Unique, and I could tell it was silk when I grabbed it, and so I assumed it'd be expensive. I looked it up, and apparently Paul and Joe is a brand that is really expensive, and they have like another line that's a little cheaper called Paul and Joe's Sister. This I had listed for a little bit, but I don't think anyone knows what this brand is. It is a size 3, which is definitely not American sizing, so it's probably more popular in other places. So I sent it to them, and this isn't on their designer list, but they still took it from me and priced it at $60. The next thing that they took from me were these brown St. John's Sport high-rise wide-leg pants. Obviously, I don't think this would do super good on Poshmark. They don't always take St. John, but they did take these ones from me. Brown isn't the cutest color. I just knew that I wouldn't be able to sell them too well, so I definitely wanted to send these in. Next up is this Saks Fifth Avenue button-up sleeveless vest with tags. Now, this I tried sending in a few times, and they declined it many times. They definitely don't always take Saks Fifth Avenue, but they finally actually took it from me, and they priced it at $115, which is pretty crazy to me. There is no way that that is ever going to sell for that much. But I'm just glad they took it. Obviously, I don't think that I'm going to be able to sell that on Posh that easily, so take it off my hands, RealReal. The next thing that they took was this Ganni short sleeve mini dress. This is actually on their list, and I didn't know what this brand was, but the label looked expensive to me, so I looked it up. And actually, this is a dress from Anthropologie. Apparently, Ganni has done Anthro pieces a few times before, but this wasn't the cutest dress, and so I did want to send it in to them. And yeah, it's just, as you can see, it's not the cutest, so I wanted to give it to them. Next up is this Barbour, or someone told me on the Sold Saturday, it's like Barber, I think is how it's pronounced. It's like a UK brand, I believe they said. It's like a hunting, fishing, kind of outdoorsy brand, and it's very expensive. And maybe it could have sold for me since, like I said, it was in What Sold Saturday. I sold that vest from them. But I sent this one in to them a few times, and they finally took it. It's a short double-breasted coat, and they did price it at $130. It's pretty cute. It's like a short trench, really. But yeah, I don't know if this one would do as good for me as the vest did on Poshmark. Maybe if this gets marked down a few times on the RealReal and I don't like the price anymore, I'll take it back and try to sell it myself, but for now I'm okay with them having it. $130 is a pretty decent price. They took this NSF long sleeve crew neck sweatshirt from me. I had sent this in a few times as well. It's not on their designer list, neither was Barber, but NSF is a really expensive brand. It's decently cute. I maybe could have listed it, but I don't know if people know what NSF is, so I don't know if it would have sold too good for me, and they priced it at $55. They actually took this Neiman Marcus linen button-up jacket from me. I sent this to them like many times. I never thought they'd actually take it, but they priced it at $105. I mean, Neiman Marcus is expensive, so sure, but I'm just glad they took it from me. I don't picture selling those like store brands too well on Posh, like Nordstrom, Saks Fifth, or Neiman Marcus, so I'm glad they took this from me finally. Next up is this Comme des Garçons wool button-up dress. I had to send this into them twice because actually the label like up by the neck was cut out, but it did have the size tag which said Comme des Garçons on it. And so I actually wrote a note on the slip that said brand tag on side, on like inner right side. And they ended up taking it on the second try. This actually sold already, so I guess I won't say this in the sold part of this video, but yeah, it sold for $265, which means I got like 60 or 70% of that, so I'm very happy with that. If I had sold it on Posh, that's probably around or even maybe higher than I would have sold it for, so that's awesome. And like 70%, if that's what I got, that's only 10% less than I would have got on Posh, so that's totally cool with me. This Norma Kamali shirt was accepted. They do not always take Norma Kamali. They were doing really good taking it in the past, but now they don't too much anymore. But I sent this in a few times and they finally took it, and it's like this kiss print graphic top. They priced it at $65, so that's pretty good. I don't think I'd be able to sell it too well. Next up is this pair of Prada Sport leather low-top sneakers. Again, this already sold on the RealReal, so I guess I won't say it in the sold part. These were actually mine. I had bought them from a consignment store for like $30, and I kept them because they had fit me, but like they're pretty ugly and I've never worn them before, and so I was just like, whatever, I'd rather have some money than have them just sitting in my room. So yeah, they priced them at $125, and I think I get 50% of that. Next up is this Robert Rodriguez long sleeve scoop neck top with tags. It is shoulderless, and that was priced at $75. Fine with me, I think I paid $3. Next is this Christian Dior casual crew neck jacket, and that was priced at $235. They declined this a few times because they said it was vintage, even though they definitely take vintage stuff. I don't know why they sometimes just decide they don't want to. And it actually had sold before, but was returned. And I will get 70% when this sells again. They took this Saks Fifth woven button-up shirt. Again, I was shocked they took Saks Fifth from me. They only marked this at $25, which means I'll get like $9, but that's fine with me because it was from the bins, and I wouldn't be able to sell a Saks Fifth button-up on Poshmark, especially plain blue. So yeah, I am A-okay with that one. Next is this White & Warren rib knit lightweight sweater that was from the bins. It was kind of a nasty older sweater in my opinion. They priced it at $55. White & Warren sometimes is at Anthropologie, not too often, and they I think always take it at the RealReal. I believe it's on their designer list. And then the other stuff that they took or accepted, they haven't added pictures of, so I'm just going to tell you what it was. They're being really slow right now, I think because they ran a promotion of you get like store credit if you ship like a bunch of things in, consign a bunch of things with them. So right now they're really behind. So they accepted Valentino vintage wool high-rise pants, Just Cavalli zebra print button-up, Issa silk midi dress, Todd's metallic leather sandals, Burberry metallic leather sandals, Max Mara wool notch lapel blazer. They declined a Saks Fifth coat, and they took some Theory pants. And that is it for what they accepted in May. So now let's discuss what sold in May. My sales on the RealReal were a little down compared to what I'm normally expecting on the RealReal, but that's fine. They didn't accept much because they're so behind, so it was kind of expected. So the first two things that sold in May are, like I said, the Comme des Garçons dress and the Prada Sport shoes, but you saw those. The next thing was this Burberry London collared knit top. It had like the Novacek print on the sleeves, as you can see, and that sold for $75. Or actually, and then the person got a discount, so it sold for $60. I got $24 because I only got 40%. See, so sometimes you definitely should just list it on Poshmark. This Rebecca Taylor embroidered metallic top sold on the RealReal for only $35. Again, probably should have done that on Posh. I'm only going to get $14. These Vince high-rise mini shorts sold. They sold for $40, so I get $16. I didn't think I'd be able to sell them. I had them listed for like a hot second. There was no likes, so that one I'm totally okay with. I paid like $3. This Theory sleeveless mini dress, that ended up selling for $52, which gave me $20.80. I'm okay with that. It's very plain, as you can see. These Jason Wu pony hair cap toe pumps sold in May. They sold for $59.50 after the person's discount, so I got $23.80. That's probably pretty low. I probably could have done better on Poshmark. This vintage Moschino leather trimmed nylon shoulder bag sold for $87.50, so I only got $35. Again, maybe could have done better on Posh. Maybe. These J brand mid-rise bootleg jeans only sold for 30. I get 12. I definitely would not have been able to sell these myself. They're like cropped bootcut, which is like the last thing anyone would want to buy on Poshmark. So 12 is fine with me, and I know that made money, not much, but like when I find things in the bins are super cheap and like they even sell for low on the RealReal, at least I didn't have to do any work and it's like free money. These Kate Spade New York ankle strap pumps, shockingly, these did awful for me on Poshmark. I had them listed on there for a long time, so I decided to just whatever, ship them off, and they only sold for 30 and I got 12, and that's definitely losing money. I think I paid like 20 or maybe 15, but probably 20. These Rebecca Minkoff snakeskin sandals were listed at $95, sold for $57 after discounts. I got $22.80. I think I paid like 3 or 5, so that's okay with me. I had these listed for a while too. They had like 8 likes. I had marked them down quite a bit, so I'm still okay with that. Tory Burch canvas low top sneakers were priced at $95. These sold like 4 times and were returned every time. Lots of returns in the RealReal, unfortunately. They sold for $76 and gave me $30.40. I paid, I think, $15 for them, so at least I made money. I had them listed and they actually did really bad, which is shocking for sneakers and Tory Burch. I would have never, that's why I paid up, because I thought they'd do good, but they didn't. Stuart Weitzman suede flats. These sold for $57 and gave me $22.80. I think I paid like $10, so that's okay with me. Cupcakes and cashmere off the shoulder blouse with tags. This sold for only $37.50, so I got $18.75. I know I paid $10, so I still made $8.75, but probably should have kept it for Posh. I had it listed for a while. It got no likes. Cupcakes and cashmere just doesn't do too hot for me in general, so. Weekend Max Mara scoop neck lightweight cardigan. I had this on Posh for quite a while. Wasn't doing too good. Only sold for $32.50 on the RealReal. Gave me $16.25. Kenzo wool mock neck sweater. This I actually found in the bins, and it sold for $51, which gave me $25.50. Hot Hippie silk long sleeve top sold for $30, gave me $15. I'm sure I could have done better on Posh, but I did have it listed on there for a while and it wasn't getting any likes. I think it's just not the cutest style. Norma Kamali tartan short sleeve top. This sold for only $25 and gave me $12.50. I still don't think it would have done too good on Posh, so whatever. Piazza Sempion wool high-rise pants. They were priced at $60, sold for $30, gave me $15. I think these were bins, so that's totally fine. Diane von Furstenberg silk button up top. This only sold for $25, gave me $12.50. I maybe could have done better on Poshmark, so Diane, they do not price very high, so probably don't send them. They're Diane. Next is this Robert Rodriguez mid-rise wide leg pants. These only sold for $30, gave me $15. Stuart Weitzman suede pointed toe mules sold for $25, gave me $12.50. Giorgio Armani wool knit sweater sold for $25, gave me $12.50. Obermeyer textured casual jacket sold for $47.50, gave me $23.75. Karen Millen cold shoulder knit top sold for $20 and gave me $10. David Meister drape leopard print dress sold for $26 and gave me $13. IRO oversized short sleeve top with tags sold for $20 and gave me $10. And Stuart Weitzman quilted leather flats sold for $22.50, gave me $11.25. All of those things that I just fired off had been listed on there for a while, so they sold really low, and I only get like 40-50% on each of them, but I don't know, that's fine with me. A lot of this is like older styles and things I probably wouldn't even pick up in general anymore anyways, unless they were in the bins. So lessons are learned. I went fast so you didn't have to sit through me monotone moaning through these boring items. So that's it for how I did in May at the RealReal. I think I earned like $660 after all of the fees and discounts and everything. Fine with me. I don't always make money on the RealReal. It's just kind of a way for me to get rid of some things that I just don't want to deal with. They're not a good style or whatever, or I find them super cheap, so whatever they sell for, I'm okay with. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found it slightly entertaining. I'm sure these are a little bit more boring for some of you, but I like to use the RealReal a lot, and so I like to share what happens for me on there and what they are taking from me. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned Saturday for What's Sold Saturday, and on Tuesday for a BOLO video again on specific items from specific brands that sell lickety split. And yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.